Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. This should be episode 8. I'm Dylan. Nice to meet you all. I have two friends here with us, and we're going to talk about transferring to a 4-year after Nova. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Introduction time.
Yes. Hey, everybody. I'm Jared Sayan. I'm a cinema student at Northern Virginia Community College, and I'm glad to be part of this episode.
And my name is Michelle. I'm also a Nova cinema student, and I can't wait to talk about transferring to a 4-year school.
Yeah, the fun part after Nova, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I guess I can give a little bit more information to help this podcast along. As I said, I'm Dylan. I am a almost Nova graduate, hopefully this semester. And my eventual career goal is to go into editing, hopefully on some big name movie. For when I go sit into the theaters, I can see my name on the big credits, 'cause I think that'd be really cool.
Definitely. That would be amazing. Well, in my case, I'm more into cinematography and directing a little bit. I love writing too. But yeah, finding someone who is into editing is just amazing. There's something that I've been looking for a while. That's a really cool, Dylan.
So, I am interested in directing and screenwriting. I like cinematography, but it is very tedious work along with editing. So I'm glad that other people are more interested in that area. They could help me out when I'm directing my films in the future.
I mean, directing is also tedious as well, because you're there for the entire thing.
That is true. But cinematography is more focused on camera and the specifics of shots and everything. And I know directors have to know that too, but it's kind of mostly in the hands of cinematography, in the hands of cinematographer, visually.
That is true.
Yeah.
I definitely couldn't be an editor. I don't like taking command of group projects too often. That's just not really me. I don't mind being just the advisor on the side, but I don't like taking command, so I'd rather be the editor. Tell me what you want and I will try to make it happen.
Okay.
That's great. Cool.
Okay, so the topic for this episode, as I mentioned before, was transferring to a 4-year. I guess one of the biggest questions we should get out the way is, are you guys transferring to a 4-year? Personally, I am, but what about you guys?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to. The first transferring was an idea that I actually got last December, literally 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, I wasn't sure about transferring until basically the last semester. So the only school that I wanted to apply was BCU. I was looking for other schools, but I always wanted to try something in Richmond, so I decided for BCU, and I mean, hopefully they'll take me. The application is in the considering process, I'll say. So yeah, a couple more days and I'll have a response.
Hopefully you get it. Richmond's a pretty place.
Yeah, it is. And BC has a good film program, right?
Yeah, I heard it was what was it, 6th in the state or something like that, or it's up there in the top 50 for the United States.
Well, for me, I hopefully want to transfer to the FAMO school in Pizek, Czech Republic, so the same as Dylan.
Yay!
Yeah, I just really like the idea of studying abroad, and I think Pizek is a good place to be at, especially as some notorious people that have gone there or near the area to study film and make films as well.
It's also super specific, because one of the reasons I want to do it, because if anybody doesn't know, that you can go into the film program. It's only a film school, and you can go for just a certain thing, editing, directing, whatever you want. That's why I applied for it, because I want to go for the editing thing. And then overseas, and then I've seen pictures of the Czech Republic, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it'd make a great place to make my own films on the side.
Well, it's actually a great transfer into one of our other topics, some of the requirements to transfer. Smooth transition there, pat on the back, everyone. since we were talking about the Czech Republic, and it's FAMO, right? Like,
Yeah.
I always say FOMO, and I don't know
Oh,
why.
no.
And I'm like, if I ever put that in an official email, I'm gonna be in trouble.
No, they're not gonna accept you anymore.
No, whatever will I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that because like I'm applying to both VCU and I almost did it again. Oh no, FAMO. I'm applying to both of them, and they do have different requirements to apply. So
Yeah, totally different for sure.
which one do we want to talk about first, VCU or FAMO? Votes in now.
Whatever. Well, let's go to the closest.
Okay, let's go
Yeah.
with the VCU then. Some of the VCU requirements is part of it. There's a small essay, 350 words, about you and why you want to go to VCU, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
That would be basically yeah, it's kind of like how was the name of this assignment in portfolio class? I mean, yeah, it's basically an essay where you explain how do you perceive yourself as an artist, you know, and also you will explain BCU, why you will be, you know, like a great addition to the college in general. And in this one, you basically you express, you know, what do you like, what do you want to do with the industry, the projects you might have on mind, what do you want to do with your projects, you know, like you want to send a specific message to the audience or all that type of stuff, you know, what do you want to do with your art? So that
What kind of story do you want to tell?
exactly.
Yeah. They also, I remember one thing that stood out is they also wanted to know where you get the information from for VCU. And I ended up I remember Professor Stallings talking about, I'm sorry, it's Dr. Brown. I remember Dr. Brown talking about VCU in one of his production his appreciation, all over the place today. One of his appreciation classes. I remember him talking about it. And that's what I ended up putting for that question.
Yeah.
And
I hear a VCU. Oh, I'm sorry, keep going.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that the only teacher that professor that talked about BCU was Professor Lucy and Professor Awell for me. They were the first ones who talk about VCU, and also like since day one that I arrived to Virginia, because I was living before in Florida and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
The first since day one, people were like, "Oh, you want to do arts or like film? You gotta go to VCU. Like that's the best option we have around here, you know." So yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I choose VCU.
Yeah, unless you want to go out of state to like New York or California, but
Definitely, yeah.
both of those places are super expensive. Not even just for college, just for living there.
Yeah.
And then for the VCU, there was also the requirement of I think it was like 300 to 400 words introducing a protagonist or antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to attach 6 still pictures that tell the story of what you wrote.
Yeah, I think there are 7.
Oh, is it 7? Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I remember I submitted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 7. And this basically gotta represent the character you wrote about in the essay. And this one you gotta express your, you know, cinematic techniques or whatever, you know, your cinematography, your lighting work, and all that stuff.
I have to say, for a still image, I kind of struggled with like staying in my home kind of thing and like doing it by myself.
Yeah.
I kind of struggled with it. I ended up writing about a college student, funny enough, who was trying to do a final project and just couldn't focus or be creative enough to think about it because it was kind of personal to me because this semester was really bad for me. I couldn't focus on anything. So I ended up writing about that, and I did some like still images of like me at my computer, just kind of staring at it.
Yeah.
And then some like in like the bathroom with the mirror, like hands on the sink or whatever, just kind of staring at myself. I did stuff like that, trying to like show that like the character couldn't focus. He's like in his own head and can't think of whatever he needs to think about to get this stuff done.
Also, so you took the picture and you were also the model, the actor?
Yeah, I didn't have too many people to I set up a tripod and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's creative.
Yeah, COVID hit and we had to do all of that for just the film program.
DIY forever.
Yep. on my phone from the start of the film program.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What was it, spring 2020? I switched to the film program, and then COVID hit, and I did not come back to campus for spring break. And it's been almost 2 years until I was back on campus.
Yeah.
Everything was photos by your phone sent in as well. It was rough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was lucky. I waited a little bit longer to take my directing class, and I made some connections, some friends, and yeah, I end up just asking to one of my classmates to be like my model for my pictures. It was pretty fun. I based all my pictures on a script, an essay on a script that I made for I think screenwriting too. Pretty sure. I think it was a project on the side. Um, it was just a screenplay that I actually enjoy writing. I presented to, I think, Professor Dr. Brown for my portfolio class. He liked it a lot. Also, Professor Awa liked it, so I was like, okay, I guess I gotta base the essay on this story specifically. And it was fun. It was fun to just take the pictures, you know. Like I actually, just like you, Dylan, I kind of struggle with taking pictures. So what I did, it was basically filming everything, and I would just take like kind of like screenshots of the frame, you know.
That's a good idea. I can't believe I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Because then you can move the camera around and get better feel for it.
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
Like that.
That's what I did. You know, I will like have little movements. I'll ask my classmate to, you know, everything you do, kind of do it slowly. So whenever I take a screenshot, it will look decent. You know, I did
That's a
some
good
color,
idea.
I did some color grading, some composition things. That's it.
That was actually a really good idea.
Hopefully, we'll see May 1st when they say the answer. What about the famous school? What are the requirements for that?
I found them to be very, very easy, very simple, right, Dylan?
Yeah, they were pretty simple. It was at least the first process, because I know there's other stuff.
Yeah.
I know the deadline is at the end of April, so I still have some things I need to finish up for this. But I know you had to they had an application sent to you. I filled that out. You have to send out a motivational letter, or write a motivational letter. And there's one more thing.
The a CV. What's a CV again?
Oh, cover letter.
Yeah, I was gonna say cover letter, but I was trying to like the CV kind of threw me off. That would be like CL or something.
The motivational letter and the cover letter are really similar but different.
Yeah.
So if I'm remembering correctly, motivational letter is about you, and the cover letter is about your work.
Yeah.
I think I got that right.
Kind of like blend in together though, right?
They did. I still got to finish up my motivational letter.
Yeah, I'm working on those right now, and I know that they also want a scan of your passport or like ID card.
Yep, because you gotta get passported. But I know after the deadline hits, they're gonna do tests or whatever.
Yeah,
on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta make sure you know enough English and stuff like that to get by.
It's gonna be held on campus? I didn't know that.
I think it's gonna be held on campus. I think that's what one of the emails said, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know I gotta get that stuff compiled with like the scan of my passport, and then send that to the one gentleman that showed up to talk to us.
Yeah, Daniel Weller, for everyone who wants to know.
Yeah.
Have you guys been in Europe before?
I have not. I'm gonna go this summer. Actually, I'm going to the Czech Republic study abroad program that takes place in the summer, and it's actually like either it's at the school or near the school.
It is at the school.
Yeah. Okay. So it's at the school, so I'll actually be able to see it beforehand.
Because the summer program is done through the school. And then usually you can go there and take, I think it's like 2-3 classes.
Yeah, you can take 2 classes that like are also required for your cinema degree, so it's pretty good.
Also, they will transfer those credits to your current degree. Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. And I didn't get to go for the summer. My first year at Nova, I wasn't going to go because it was only like my second semester at college, and I wasn't quite like comfortable yet. I've been overseas before. I spent half my life overseas. I'm a military brat. So I was in Germany, I was in Italy, and then Alaska's part of the U.S., but they count it as overseas. But I've been over there before, and I wanted to go back, but it's different going by yourself compared to with your family.
Yeah.
Even if you go with like a class it's
Mhm.
never gonna be the same. So I was hesitant my first year, and then COVID hit, so I didn't go, and then I graduate this semester. So I figured I'd apply to it because it aligns with my interests of editing degree, and it's also overseas again, and I'm a little bit more comfortable now that I'm more grown and mature than I was a year and a half ago.
Definitely. And this the summer study program, I think it's 6 weeks or like 8 weeks.
It's a month, so it's actually 4 weeks over there, and then we have 2 weeks here to like start the classes.
Oh, 2 weeks here and 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Czech
over
Republic.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Oh, that's plenty of time to like work on like little projects, I guess, and just have some classes, right?
Yeah, I mean the program itself, you have to complete, at least for this summer, we have to complete 2 projects, and we start like the pre-production process here for the first 2 weeks, along with like taking the other classes and the content from the other classes here, and then we just continue over there. So like we start production over there, like second week, I think.
Wow,
I was talking about this has got me really excited, and I really hope I get accepted to the school because I want to go over there.
Yeah, me too. Even though I'll already be there for like a month, I still want to go back and actually finish my degree there.
Just saying, expect a message on Discord from me asking how it was, just out of the blue.
I'll respond. I wanted to go this summer mostly because like I want to get the feel of it, and like also maybe I don't know if you want to cut this part out, but also maybe like bribe people to let me in for the
No, make connections. It makes sense.
Yeah, make connections. That's the word. Make connections.
Huge part of filmmaking is networking.
Networking, definitely. You gotta know the person who knows the person who knows the person, definitely.
Yeah.
You'll get to meet some of those people that are probably going to be in class with you, and the teachers that are going to teach you.
Yeah.
Even though, if I'm not mistaken, many of those teachers swap out each year because I think they don't have like a set teaching staff. If I remember what Stalling said one day.
Really?
I think they get people to teach each semester or whatever. So you end up getting like almost a different teacher almost every semester.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Again, don't quote me on that. Not fact checked, just maybe bad memory. So yeah, I'm excited for that, but I still got to finish up some stuff for that to get that sent out. I guess transition time, because we mentioned it before. Portfolio class. Are you guys in the portfolio class? Are you taking it soon, or?
I'm currently taking portfolio class with Professor Brown.
Same. What about you, Michelle?
I took the first class I think last semester, and I'm taking the second part of portfolio class this summer.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had any of my applications so far ask for portfolio yet. Oh no, did VCU ask for portfolio?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Some other schools, yeah, they do. Like NYU. I was looking for Call Arts. It's a California Art Institute. They also ask for like a really big portfolio. That's why I didn't take the risk. I was like, I don't have no experience yet, or like things to add to my portfolio, so I'll just wait a little bit. Maybe later, who knows?
Yeah.
Some schools that ask for like a really nice portfolio.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately though, they can't expect too much from us because we are still students. But yeah, I'm taking portfolio class too with Dr. Brown, and I have all the stuff, and I'm glad I'm getting it together because I think I've applied to, like I said, VCU and FAMO, but I think I might apply to some other stuff too. I heard Farrell Sale University down in Florida is okay. There's a Maryland school, it's okay. So I might apply to other schools just for backups. You never know.
Why not?
Knock on wood that you get your dream school, but like,
yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad I'm taking portfolio class with Dr. Brown, because I mean all the assignments that he gives every week, they're actually really helpful, and actually I recommend to take this class probably like either last semester or the semester before that you get to graduate, because the moment you graduate you will have everything you need to start your applications, and don't be like last minute, oh, I need a letter recommendation or like my cover letter, like by the end of the semester you will have everything you need, so you just click the submit option.
Yeah.
So funny you should mention that. The Portfolio 2 class is a last semester class. You cannot take it beforehand.
Oh, really?
I was kicked out
Tricky.
of it last semester because I tried to take it, and Dr. Brown sent me a nice email saying, yeah, you're being dropped from the class because it's not your last semester yet. I was like, oh, okay. And I had to scramble to find some random class to stay a full-time student because I have certain benefits. And I have to stay a full-time student, which for Nova is 12 credits. So
Yeah,
I
same.
ended up taking like a philosophy class or whatever. Which
You didn't have any other class they needed to take for the degree?
no, all of my classes I had to take portfolio, directing, the internship, and then an elective. So that elective, funny enough, in the Nova catalog or whatever, has a little asterisk next to it. It's like the last art elective or whatever, that says there's only like 3 classes that cover for that art elective. And last semester when I was trying to take that art elective, I didn't see the asterisks, so I took an art elective. What did I take? I took an art elective, and it didn't cover that credit for the program. So I took 2 classes last semester that did absolutely nothing for the program.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Only 2 classes last semester actually counted for the program. I was so sad.
Damn.
So that's why I'm taking directing this semester, the internship, portfolio, and then I'm taking intro to graphic design, which is kind of fun. Because before I wanted to be a film, I was in computer science, and before that I was interested in graphic design in high school.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. I think you mentioned something about letter of recommendations for the portfolio class, and I wanted to touch on that a little bit since we have some time still.
Yeah, letter of recommendation is like it's if you don't work, or if you're not really that close with professors, or I don't know, just kind of like talk a lot in class, it's kind of hard to find people to ask for the letter of recommendations.
Thank you, people who understand.
I know, it's because like some people would be like, oh yeah, I have like 10 people on my list, and I'm like, I don't know if I have one.
Right.
I got 10 people, 5 professors, and 3 managers. I'm like, I
What?
have 1 professor who's already said no, and 1 maybe from a manager who kind of liked me. It's
been tough. It's been tough getting letter recommendations from me. I'm currently struggling with it. Because of COVID, like we didn't have. I mean, at least in my case, I didn't have the chance to, get closer to teachers and all that stuff. And the few, when I started the program, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have kind of like the same teachers every class, so I build a strong connection with them, but because COVID hit, I was like, I don't think I can do it online, because I'm not like a participant of talking on Zoom, all that stuff. But right now, like I'm asking anybody for their recommendations. I got 2 so far. I need 3 for my portfolio class.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna ask this teacher that I had 1 class like 2 years ago. We will see what he says. Probably no. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that too, because actually the letter of recommendation is due in 6 days for Dr. Brown's class for me.
Yeah.
And like I managed to secure a manager, which I gotta follow up with them. And then I messaged the Veterans Affairs office. There was this one lady on the Annandale campus that helped me through setting up benefits for Nova. And she said yes, so hopefully she gets it in on time. But if she doesn't, in all honesty, I'm worried about it because it's a grade. But at the same time, if she does do it, if she doesn't do it on time, at least I have a letter of recommendation.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be okay with missing the grade if she actually does it, because then in my future I'll have one.
That is true.
Say to anybody that might be watching, I totally just stuttered there. Participate in class. COVID's kind of messed up our like level or whatever, our grade or whatever. Talking like high school again. All of us, because couldn't participate in class as much. Online made it hard. With COVID, they reduced the number of classes on each campus. So like I bounced around between like Manassas campus, Annandale, Alexandria, and all that, because they just didn't always align. They only had like one class on Woodbridge. So hopefully things get better and future film students can actually participate in class and build connections with teachers and students. Because I feel like we missed out on that, which was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, in-person classes definitely helps with like creating those connections with people, because you actually see them face to face, and have those conversations with them like before class, after class, and all that.
Yeah, those have quickly become, because my directing class is on campus this semester, and that's quickly become one of my favorite things. After the class is over, a lot of us just chill back as we're packing up equipment, just talking.
Yeah.
Planning out next projects, talking, asking how everyone's doing, and I'm like, I kind of miss this. And more than that, at home on the computer, I have a hard time focusing. In person, it makes it a little bit easier because I'm in class, ready to actually work. At home, I'm like, oh, I have a shining toy over there in the right corner. I could go play with that instead of actually focusing on Zoom.
Yeah.
Kind of a bummer. Good and bad to COVID though, because I had story time. Story time. I had a good experience with COVID. Dr. Brown's Film Appreciation 1. Anybody who's taking it will know that it is a 3 to 4 hour class, right?
They're long classes.
It is a long class.
Yeah, he talks 3-4 hours.
Yeah, so his first hour is a lecture, and then his last 2 hours is a movie where you have to answer 10 questions on it, right? And those 10 questions are going to be whatever the lecture was about. So like 1 week we talk about lighting, 1 week we talk about acting, directing, so on and so forth, right? Well, he wants several sentences per question.
Oh, the screening notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I love and hate those screening notes. Like, no offense, I love and hate them at the same time.
The movies were interesting.
Definitely.
But they were interesting enough. I didn't focus on the actual work. I just watched the movie instead.
Exactly. That's why they were so difficult, because they actually make you think and stop the movie and take a second of, okay, what just happened? Let me see the acting techniques, for cinematography techniques. It's things that regular audience don't pay attention to it. They just keep enjoying the whole movie. But like us as filmmakers, we gotta pay attention to every second and every detail the creators use in specific scenes.
You can't see it, but I'm waving my hands. I'm doing a little happy dance. Someone understands finally. It is hard to be in that 2 hour time constraint to watch a movie you haven't seen before, and not watch it to enjoy it because you haven't seen it before, but to actually watch it to analyze it.
Yeah.
And before COVID, I was getting some bad grades on those because it was 10 questions, and sometimes those questions weren't quite in order because they weren't on the movie itself. They were on the parts of the movie, like lighting or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd go to answer them, and I might not get enough detail. But when I go up to look at the screen again to try to get more detail down, the scene's gone, and we've moved on now.
Yeah.
It made it difficult, especially as someone who likes to watch movies first for enjoyment, just enjoying it, not breaking it down, and then go back.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit and Dr. Brown gave us a week to do those screening notes instead of just the 2 hours, one of the few good things that came out, 'cause my grades skyrocketed from those screening notes. I went from getting like 2 out of 10 to getting 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s. I was like, yay! Finally doing good in class.
I just remember this, what Professor Brown told me once. I mean, he told to the class, after you guys take this class with me, people around you guys are gonna hate watching movies with you guys, because now you guys gonna keep talking about, oh, do you see that acting thing? Oh, you see the lighting here? Or you see, because now you're gonna pay attention to every detail, and this is true. Like now, whenever I watch a movie with my dad or my girlfriend, they just don't want to because they're like, no, it's fine. You're gonna pause it all the time and that type of stuff. So it's true.
Okay. Does anybody have any other topics real quick, or should we move on to another one?
Let's go to the next one, I guess.
Yeah, let's go to the next one. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things I have written down that I want to talk about is what kind of stuff do you want to change in the 4-year? Like, what's the hope for the 4-year that we're gonna go to, right? So like, we've experienced Nova. We're near the end of our Nova experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to change in our 4-year? Like personally, professionally, lifestyle wise, like how is it gonna change for you moving to a 4-year, possibly moving away from home, stuff like that?
Yeah, so for me, if I get into the FAMO school, obviously I'll be moving abroad, very, very far away from my family. And, being here in Nova, I've lived with my parents for, 2+ years, and including all the time, high school, middle school, elementary school. So it would really, going over there will really be like my first time, living independently. And that'll bring a lot of responsibilities. First. Yeah, I'm very scared. But it'll also bring a lot of responsibilities and, having to take care of myself more. I have to like prep for food, to do this, do that, be on time in classes. It would also like help me just become more mature. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. It's gonna be a big change for me.
It's scary. 17-hour plane ride to the Czech Republic, probably more depending on layovers.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna be there for you. It's
no family nearby. It's just me and me. Just have to become very independent over there.
I am in a similar state. Lived with my parents for 22 years, and while I like to think of myself as independent, really it's completely different living on your own, far away.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to FAMO at the same time, my parents are moving to like Tennessee, so they're going to be even farther away. So it's definitely scary, but at the same time exciting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've ever had those moments. I might be alone in this, but like whenever I'm home alone and like my parents leave for like a weekend or whatever, I am shockingly independent, but as soon as they come home, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing dishes today. No. But as soon as they're gone, I'm like, okay, dishes are done by 5 a.m. Wake up at 4. We're done for the day. Chores are done. Moving on.
Yeah, honestly, like whenever my parents aren't home exactly for like a week, a weekend, blah, 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 you just feel like you accomplish more, honestly.
Shockingly independent whenever they're not there.
Exactly. Like you're willing to like, oh yeah, clean the house, do your homework, do laundry, blah, blah, blah.
I think it's one of those things just because there's no one there to pick up after you. So you got to make the decision of, do I feel like doing dishes now? Or do I feel like doing dishes later?
Yeah, I mean,
either way, they got to get done.
There's nobody that's gonna rush you. You got your own time, and you can do it right now, later. Like the first time that I started living by myself was last year. It was crazy. I learned a lot about myself. I have my dad in California, my mom in Peru. I'm from Peru, by the way. That's why. And it was interesting. Like sometimes I'll feel kind of lonely, but like you get to experience what freedom feels like. You're able to do whatever you want to do without any adult around telling not to. And also that, of course, it makes you more mature because now it's up to you to make the right decision at the right time. And if you're smart enough, you won't mess it up. So
exactly,
that's all scary thoughts, because self-dad's always like, I don't know if I'm gonna make the right decision when it comes time to, but I guess everyone experienced that at some point.
Yeah.
Yes, you gotta make your moves. You gotta go. You gotta do everything. You gotta start. That's the main thing. You gotta start doing your things. Otherwise, you're gonna keep waiting and waiting.
That is true.
Yeah, get thrown into the deep end of the pool.
Exactly. Like that's why I'm already moving to Richmond by May 1st. Like I don't even have the answer, but I'm just going. Literally, I'm just going. I already have the place where I'm going, and I'm already applying to some production companies. Like I've been working for the past 3-4 years, something not related to my career, and I hated it. I'm still not okay with the idea of me not doing what I want to do. So like now, since May 1st, the idea is to start doing it, to start making my own moves. You want to be a filmmaker, okay, then now's your time to start making your things.
Are you
Right.
starting the move May 1st, or are you actually like moving there May 1st?
I'm moving April 30.
Oh, okay. So the
Yeah.
very last week of the semester.
Literally, yeah.
Are you guys gonna go to your graduation, walking for the Nova 2-year?
I don't think so. I think I applied just to get a degree and that's it.
Same. They've had like a if not, why not? I just kind
Yeah.
of put like family trip because my family's planning a lot of trips. Everything's about to change this year. My brother's going to become a senior in high school. I'm graduating with my 2-year. My parents are getting ready to move away from Virginia. So everyone's getting ready to go like almost their separate ways. So this is like our last summer to do a lot of stuff together. So
that's cute.
well, we're used to be a huge like tourist family. Dad was military, so I was born in Washington State. I've been to Texas, Germany, where my brother was born for 3 years, Alaska, Italy. I was upstate New York before I came here. And then I lived in Virginia, and being in those places for only 3 years, we had our time stamped 3 years. We used to write like lists of where we want to go that's within distance to us. Like, where do we want to visit while we're in this location? So like in Italy, we visited France. We went back to Germany. There's this small country northeast of Italy, Croatia. We ended up going there. We used to try to get as many places as we wanted to before the 3-year left.
Cool.
But oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think every artist student or whoever want to be an artist, I think sometime in their lives they have to go to Europe. I think there's something with that continent going on. Like, I have one of my friends that he graduated already like last semester, and he's an art student, and he told me he went to France like 3 or 4 months ago. And he said that he went to these art museums in Paris, and he has told me like Europe is like life changing experience. Told me like every single artist should go to Europe at least once. Like, you can get inspired by the streets, the people, the culture. That's what he said. Like, I never been there, like I said, but yeah, like that's a really good idea, guys, that you guys going to share.
I totally agree. I actually am looking at something right now on my wall. Italy has these street artists there, which we don't really have over here.
Yeah.
And it's spray paint art, and it's of the Colosseum with a bunch of planetaries and very colorful, right? It's so different over there in just other countries. It completely changes how you look at things. I'd agree. Like, no matter where you are, if you get the chance, visit a different country. Visit a different continent if you get the chance.
Yeah, and all the countries are like right there. You can actually take a train and you will be in Germany in like 2 hours, something like that. Like,
their public transportation is so much better than ours.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just hop on a train and be in another country in just a couple hours. And a lot of them run on the euro still, so you don't have to worry about money change or anything like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I know one thing that's going to change, though, since we're still going to talk about the 4-year changes. Roommates. Not family, but like friends or whatever, roommates. How do you think you're going to handle that? Because I know if I go to like FAMO or VCU, I'm going to end up having roommates for the dorms or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting because you're no longer, living with your parents. They're not your roommates anymore, right? It's like
they're on equal standings with you almost.
Yeah, it's a complete stranger sometimes. It could be your friend, but it's going to be a new experience, especially for, Dylan and I. We've lived with our parents like forever. We don't know really anything else.
It's going to be weird.
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
But here's to hoping that, like, if we both go to FAMA, at least we'll know someone there, kind of.
Oh my God, yeah.
At least somewhat familiar with, hopefully, some people there.
Yeah.
Just go to McDonald's over there and you will feel like home.
Oh my God.
Yeah, their McDonald's was so much better in Europe than it is here. I only went once when in Europe because like my parents were like, "You're in Europe. You're not gonna go eat McDonald's in Europe."
Yeah, come on.
I went once, and their McDonald's is so much better than ours. It's not even funny, and I'm like, "Why? Can we get some over here?" No, but it's definitely different over there, food wise. Tip for anybody going to Europe, especially for Michelle, since I've been there. Here's a little tip: find something that kind of reminds you of home. Since we're a little bit older, it's not as bad. But I lived in Europe when I was younger, so going from food here to food over there, they prep differently, they cook differently, everything's different over there. So if you can find some place that kind of is familiar to you, it's nice to have something that's a little bit familiar over there and like a foreign place. For me and my family, we found a place called Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them.
No.
We have some here, but it was American food in Europe because it's a rock cafe. It's a restaurant that they started, and it's spread worldwide. But it was our little slice of familiar. While we still went to other places, there was this great like skewer restaurant that we'd go to, this pizzeria that was close to our house that we would love. You can find a little piece of familiar in a foreign location. It makes the experience a little bit better.
Oh yeah, I mean 100%. I'll definitely take that advice because one of those things that I'm like a little bit worried about for this summer is being like too overwhelmed by like all the changes of like scenery, country, everything's gonna change, gonna be different, and I feel like I'm gonna miss home a little bit. So if I find a place that's like familiar to me, or a place that I guess relates back to home, I'll feel better.
It definitely makes it a little bit better, and it's okay to take things slow in a foreign place, because like you said, it's very easily to get overwhelmed. People that come to America, I'm sure everyone gets overwhelmed. It's not individual to person, it's everyone. Care packages. See if my parents could send me some care packages.
Ooh.
Some little stuff from home just to make things better.
That's nice. Just use all the new information, just in a positive way. Like every time even when I meet people and they're like just different, or like they talk different languages, they behave different, like the way I take it is just inspiration for new scripts or like characters or like personalities. That's I always carry like a little notebook with me, and I just wrote down like ideas, like this person did this, or like this guy did say this, or like quotes that I hear. Like
that's a really good idea.
Yeah, everything, like I take everything for like weird stuff so I can turn into scripts. That's how I kind of like add reality to fiction, and maybe one of them could be like a nice script.
That's very smart, because I feel like I have that same kind of concept, but I just like take a mental note, and obviously like I forget about it an hour later. But like
mental notes are my favorite for sure.
But like writing it down, I'll actually be able to remember it, like
instead of forgetting about it like 2 weeks later.
Exactly, because like I do hear like a lot of people say like really out of pocket stuff, and like I like think back about how that would be funny if I like filmed it, like what they were saying. But and then I just forget about it. So I'm glad that you're writing notes and stuff. I think I'm gonna start doing that too.
I think a lot of people forget film is an art, and your idea of just being inspired by everything is true. Even for someone like me, an editor, it's like I'm only putting stuff together, but it is in a way an art, and any inspiration is good inspiration. I don't know if that's true or not.
I've seen like videos about how like two people would take the same footage, and they'll edit it in their own way, and it's just two completely different stories. So like I definitely agree that editing is like its own art form.
I used to do that with one of my friends in directing class. We will have the same footage from a camera. I bought a Blackmagic like last year. Wow. We will have like really just share my memory card, and at the end of the week, or like whenever he's ready or I'm ready, like we will share what we did, and it will look totally different. Like the editing is crazy, but like I did something with slow pacing, he did something fast, like color grading. You know, it changes, and it's actually cool because you get to see, you know, other people's
Perspectives.
perspective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a great word. We actually talked about it in class. Which class was it? One of my classes recently. We talked about perspective. My directing class, actually. Perspective is good. It changes things and it makes everything a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other things about 4 years you think are gonna change? Like, besides moving away and living, what about classes? I know for the FAMO, it's gonna be more oriented just to film, but I think VC you're still gonna have to take like electives for other stuff, other courses and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
That's one of the reasons I think FAMO is still one of my first choices for school because it's specific to only film and that's all we'll be doing.
Yeah.
And personally for me, I kind of want more experience in film. I don't need
Yeah.
more experience in biology.
Mm-hmm.
I want more experience in film.
Yeah.
Especially-
That's something that all the people that I've been meeting in my classes, they're like, oh my God, I'm tired of writing essays. I'm tired of researching things. I'm tired of MLA format. Like, I just want to make movies. And yeah, I'm one of them. That's why I choose the program. You know, the moment I choose the program, I was like, you know, I'm going to make movies every single day. But then COVID came and I was like, nah, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, filmmaking is a long process, and COVID has slowed a lot of it down for us as students. But any future students, just realize filmmaking takes time.
Yeah.
You can't rush it like you do math problems or whatever. Like sit down and just knock it out. It's gonna time and prep.
Yeah, I will say Nova prepares you in a theoretical aspect really, really good. So you can, whenever you transfer, like you already have all the theories and the, you know, that information. And like, once you transfer, it's time to, you know, put in practice everything you learn and actually develop your techniques and styles, you know.
That is true. I mean, Noah does a great job in like giving you all the basics of like they do. Like most of the classes are heavily focused on pre-production too. So like for Nova, you learn really everything about pre-production, production, post-production. You know everything, and then yeah, like you said, after Nova, then you actually have to put all those practices to the test, make your own films.
That definitely seems to be what Nova is geared for. 2 year setting the basics of everything, and then when you transfer your 4 year, go right into work, putting all that basics into fruition and practice. I definitely hope future students actually get to touch and feel cameras though. Unlike us who worked through the COVID time, I didn't touch like the red cameras that we talked about in like production or anything.
The red cameras, man.
The first time I'm getting to touch an actual like red camera is in my directing class. I'm doing a project and we're using them next week. That'll be the first time I actually get to like touch and feel and use. I got to rent out one of the Professor Strong's DSLRs, and that was fun. I got to be able to actually use it, hold it, for one of our other projects. But he would have introduced it to us back in production 1, back at the beginning of my Nova career. So it's kind of a bummer that I didn't get to actually touch, feel the sound, the lighting. One of my weakest part is lighting, and I think it's partly because we talked about it over Zoom instead of actually getting to in class set it up, see it, how LEDs versus other lights affects everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a letdown. So I hope any future students, you guys get to experience it and treasure it, because we didn't really get to experience that until later.
That is true. But also I think if you're interested in filmmaking from like a very like early age, or if you like really want to put it into practice like as soon as possible, I think investing in a camera would be really nice. Like investing in like even like the most basic DSLR camera is pretty good, because I've had the camera I have is a Canon T3i or whatever. It's very old, but I've had it since like high school, and for all these film projects that I had to do during COVID, pre-COVID and all that, I would just use that camera, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can't save up for a big camera, while phone does kind of suck, and I have used it for projects, I wouldn't suggest it. But if you just want to get a feel for it, it's not a bad option until you can save up for a camera. It's kind of a bummer to use it because it doesn't have as many options. But it looks okay.
Yeah, that's true. And Nova does have like that what's called that room where you can rent, or was it? Yeah, rent. No, not rent. Rent's paying. Borrow the cameras.
Yep,
for like
you
a
can.
certain amount of time.
Yep, I'm pretty sure you have to talk to Professor Stallings about that. I'm pretty sure he runs all that. Just realize there might be a waiting list depending on when you take it, because I know like my directing class is using it for their projects, so there might be a wait time for the cameras or whatever. But Nova does offer that, and I think they are releasing them again, like more often now, since COVID's kind of easing up. But something you said kind of triggered it. Random question, a little bit of a tangent. When did you guys get interested in film? Not necessarily why, but like when? Like, did you start at a young age, or was it recently?
I mean, you asking like filmmaking or like film movies?
Yeah, like a lot of people enjoy movies, but when did you guys like decide you wanted to take the filmmaking course at Nova?
I'm gonna think about my answer. You can
Okay, so you guys think about it. I can actually tell you mine real quick. So as I mentioned before, I actually went into Nova at first to be a computer science major. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but my dad was heavily in computers and it kind of influenced me. So I kind of wanted to go into a more general field and branch out from there. My first semester, fall 2019, the computer science class kind of was a letdown. The professor we had, she didn't really teach. It was more death by PowerPoint. And if you were confused, it didn't really feel like she would help you. And there's only so much you can do off the guy next to you who, while he may be more advanced, he's still learning as well, right? So that kind of killed my computer science. Just any ambition for that was kind of gone. So near the end of that semester, I talked to the student advisors, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do at first. So they put me down for general, like the general degree plan.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do that. Personally, for me, it felt like I wasn't working towards anything. Like I was just going for a general. I wanted to be specific. So funny enough, I went to the AMC Potomac Mills 18 and watched a movie and decided I want to be up on the credits. I kind of want to see my work on the big screen. And while people don't read the credits too often, I will know I'm up there and I can point myself out to my friends and family and be like, yeah, I'm up on a big screen now. And I think that's pretty cool. And I made this decision and this cut here and there, and I'm proud of it. So I came back to my advisor and I switched to film. And as of spring 2020, I was a film student.
That's interesting. So like you realized that like after watching a movie, like exactly?
Yeah, it was I was reading the credits and I was like, I believe I could do that. I already have some friends who were doing like YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I kind of, along with, it was one of my other like side hobbies. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool and interesting. And I was reading the credits. I was like, there's so many names on there. I could totally have my name in one of these movies. I believe I could do it. And personally, I watched some of my friends who edit YouTube videos for himself. He has his own YouTube channel, and I was watching his editing. I was like, this seems like fun to like put these clips together, cut here, or to do long takes. Like one of my favorite scenes is the Kingsman. The bar or the church scene, their fight scenes are very smooth, right? They hide their cuts so well you don't realize the camera cuts. And there's long takes and there's hidden cuts, and it's one of my favorite scenes in movies. And I want to emulate that someday to put those on there.
You like those type of cuts?
Yeah, I like those like double cuts. I love the hidden cuts, the ones that no one notices. Like if I don't remember what movie it is, but you can hide a hidden cut in a whip pan where you think the camera turned, but really it actually cut to a different shot.
Yeah.
And those are always so cool, and they're hard to spot, but when you do, you realize you've seen something not everyone else does.
Have you watched Climax by Gaspar Noé?
Climax? I do not believe so.
All right, watch it and hit me up later. I know you're gonna go crazy with editing and basically the whole movie is
Climaxed by who?
Gaspar Noé. It's a guy from Argentina who actually went to study film when he was like 16, 17 of France. Like that guy's insane. It's probably my favorite director right now. And that guy is like, it's amazing. He's super, super creative. And his editing and cinematography skills are like mind blowing.
2018 horror drama film?
Pretty sure, yeah. It's 17, 18, I think, yeah.
Yeah, put that on my watch list then.
Yeah, watch it. Like the editing, it has everything you guys told me. Like it's amazing.
Oh,
It's kind of disturbing. It's really disturbing. The whole movie is like shocking. But if you're,
not much of a horror person, but I will watch it because you suggested it about editing. So I'm kind of interested now.
Yeah.
I
think the whole movie, it basically looks like you only have like 3 cuts in like 90 minutes, I think.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. The camera follows everyone, and whenever someone else crosses the camera, he follows the other guy, and like that. It's crazy. Yeah, you can just watch the intro scene. It's a dancing scene. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I might watch this instead of doing homework after this.
That sounds interesting. 3 cuts, 90 minutes. Jeez.
Yeah, I know some people are gonna say, "Oh, this is cinematography." It's a mix of both.
It really is a mix of both.
And while the cinematography might be good, it's the editor that actually takes those long takes and instead of cutting them up, makes it one long instead of multiple cuts.
Mm-hmm.
So I might watch this. Thank you for that.
Yeah, definitely watch it. It's probably my top 5 all my life films.
So before we move on, you guys actually I have movie suggestions for you guys too. Have you guys ever heard of Edgar Poe? Yeah. Did I say his name right?
Say it again.
Damn it, what's his name? Oh no, I forgot his name. Oh, okay, I'll come back to mine. You guys can go now. No.
Made me think of Edgar Allan Poe.
No, yeah, I am thinking of him. Right, Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright. He is an English filmmaker. Yeah. And if you take any of Stallings' classes, he will actually talk about them in one of his discussion posts, right? But he does something cool with editing and acting with a lot of his stuff is physical comedy. Let's see. Shaun of the Dead, Baby Driver, World's End seems to be his top 4 most known on IMDb, right? Mm-hmm. He does a lot of comedic cutting. Along with his comedic acting, makes him a slightly different comedic director because everyone does quick witty comments or whatever. A lot of comedy is the same. His is very different, and his editing style is very different. So if you guys want to watch any of his stuff, it's very interesting and enjoyable to watch.
That's great.
Okay. I'm reading his info right now, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like it.
Yeah, definitely something like Baby Driver. Even if you don't want to watch it, if you watch the intro scene for Baby Driver on YouTube, you kind of see like what he's about. And he's definitely an auteur director. A lot of his stuff transfers to movies.
Oh yeah, I watch Baby Driver, right?
Yeah, Baby Driver.
Yeah. I like the editing. I like how the cuts they fit every beat. Because there's a lot of music going on in the movie, and I like how they change the pacing of the movie like in seconds. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, and like Hot Fuzz, he stars Simon Pegg a lot. So if anyone likes Simon Pegg, Hot Fuzz and what is the other one? Shaun of the Dead are 2 Simon Pegg movies that Edgar Wright directs, and they're funny and enjoyable to watch. If anybody wants to watch them, give them a look at.
All right. I'm gonna add them to my list.
Yeah, he's a director, screenwriter, producer, and an actor, actually. I didn't know he was an actor.
Whoa.
Well, multitask.
That seems to be pretty common in the film industry.
I don't see myself acting, to be honest.
Not necessarily as an actor, but having multiple jobs in the film industry.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a director, you're also possibly a screenwriter or a producer as well.
That's kind of what I want to be too. I want to do a lot of different things. Not only stick to one thing.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't be too fun. Start with one and then expand out.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, editing and then cinematography.
Yeah.
I like directing the things that I write, you know, because I know what I want to say or how I want to portray the whole idea of the movie, you know.
Mm,
You have your vision and you want to see it come to life.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about me enough. I'm sorry. Okay, what was the original question? Wasn't it?
I think you were asking us how we got into like filmmaking.
Yes.
Oh wow, yeah.
we got so sidetracked from that.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. For me, I think in like all of high school, everybody would like be telling me like what they wanted to do, what they were like, what major they're going for after like they graduate, and I was always like, I don't know what I want to do, but but I thought back about what I enjoy doing like as a hobby, and I think one of my hobbies like ever since literally like elementary school was that I would like take videos of my cousins, make them like act out some sort of like story, and I would go on these editing programs and like edit them myself. Like I really enjoyed directing, filming, and editing, and it was so weird to like realize that that's basically what I wanted to do with my life. I was very interested in like the different aspects of filmmaking ever since I was little, and I guess I finally got like the major, the words, what's it called, cinema. I finally like put all my hobbies into that word, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I want to be like a cinema major. That sounds very fun. It's always what I've liked doing, so that's how I got into that.
It's
That's pretty cool.
Super fun.
Yeah.
In my case, I mean, I always like movies. My mom will tell me stories about she taking me to the movies when I was like 2 years or 1 year old, and that would be based on what she said. I don't know if it's true. That I would be the only baby in the theater that was sitting, actually looking at the big screen. The rest were like crying or like just leaving the movie theater. And also, I think everything started when my dad gave me this camera when I was like really, really young, like 4, 6 years old. Like we will make like really like homemade films, like movies. Like I will play with my toys around and I will film my toys, and then I will like move them around my room, pretending they're actually moving, and then like recording. I mean, my dad will record the audio, like pretending they're talking, Like, it was super random, and it was kind of like a game, but I actually enjoyed it. So the moment I came to Virginia, I was like 19. I finally had the opportunity to just choose, what I want to do, because I was paying college with my money. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start doing something that I always wanted to do, And my first semester I was in business for some reason. I talked to my advisor, and for some reason she put me under business major. I don't know why. I checked the class that I was supposed to take, and I was like, nope, I cannot take this. So one day I just went to the office, I switched majors. The moment I stepped out of the office, I was like, what did I just do? I was crazy, because I was going for like people say like a really financial stable major as business, kind of stuff. And then I would just switch to cinema. But something that I always wanted to, like I really enjoy movies a lot. Like I don't see it like just entertainment. I just actually see them like pieces of art,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I always like filming stuff. I even made like a video clip with my friends in Peru when I was like 15. It was super random. My friend, he used to like make like rap songs, and we just made it in a party. It turned out actually kind of cool. And yeah, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make movies. I'm just gonna take this serious, because I really liked it. I like writing scripts, I like directing and all that stuff. So that's why I'm here.
I think that's pretty cool, and any future film students will know that we all have different experiences, and
Yeah.
not all of us started liking film or wanting to be a filmmaker from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to switch last minute and decide this is what you want to do. I think it's a really cool lesson to learn. Not everyone has to figure out what they want to do right away.
Yeah, people take their time. The main thing is to actually find it and just enjoy your job, so every morning, every day, you're not like, I gotta go to work. That's what I've been doing and saying for like past years. So hopefully I won't say that anymore,
Yeah. I think it's really cool that we talked about this, because everyone has something different, and take your time. I know I am actually thankful that, like I said I was doing computer science, but I applied for Virginia Tech first and got declined. I wouldn't be at Nova taking this film degree if I didn't get declined from Virginia Tech first.
See?
So
Thank
everyone,
you, Tech.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you for rejecting me.
Thanks
It
for.
hurt at the time, but it got
I
better.
never wanted you, anyways.
Every time I see Virginia Tech bumper stickers, I just like wave at them as they go by.
Oh no.
Gotten some confused looks. I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to understand.
Yeah. Do you guys know? Do you guys know BTech has a film program?
I don't know.
Do they?
I don't think they do. They
Literally,
do?
man. Yeah, they do.
Wow.
One of
I
my
bet-
friends, one of my friends that I met in directing class, he was like, "Yeah, I'm transferred to BTech," and I was like, "What?"
What?
I
He was
always
like,
thought
"Yeah,
them as a big tech school. I didn't think they would have a film program.
Yeah, that was
I
like
know it is a big tech school. I don't know, but yeah, he's actually going to BTech for film. He was like, "Yeah, it's a really really new program," and he got accepted. He got rejected from BCU. I think that's why he went to BTech. But he says great. He's already taking production classes.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's any good.
Yeah.
Maybe I will have to look into it and say, sorry, Virginia Tech, please take me back. I didn't mean anything that I said.
Right.
I wonder how that will go.
Yeah, I'm actually curious now. Maybe I'll look it up later.
So many places you can go. I'm just trying to just go away from I would say my bubble type of thing. At my circle, I'm just trying to go somewhere else, have new experiences. Because that's part of being a filmmaker. I think you just gotta
Exactly
know more things, places, people, because you're telling stories, so if you keep just staying in the same place, you're gonna tell the same story in different versions, I think, so
it's an art form.
Yeah, you just gotta go for new things and just tell new things.
That is 100% true, because ever since I, chose this major, I've been saying yes to like a lot of things that my friends tell me to do. Like, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here. I'm like, okay, but like in the back of my mind, even though like sometimes maybe I don't want to go, in the back of my head, I'm like, it's an experience and I want to see what happens,
Yeah.
I have definitely started looking at things through the lens of a camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, this should be a cool shot. Or sometimes I'm in the car, I'm like, this could be a cool transition shot of the cars at night, with like the lights.
Yeah.
Or if I get this right angle of my parents driving, that could be another cool shot.
Yeah, sometimes I'm really annoying because I'm the friend in the friend group that has the camera all the time. Like every time I go hang out, even with my girlfriend, I always have my camera because you never know when you're gonna have like a good shot, like a good landscape or whatever. So I always pull my camera. I'm like, wait, give me a second. Stop the car. I gotta take something.
Yeah, and even though we're filmmakers, photos are still good reference points, because you're like, I like that shot. I could easily turn that into
it's kind of like
a scene or something. Yeah, scouting.
Yeah.
Exactly, literally. Like, oh wow, that place is so pretty. I feel like I could, film something here.
Yeah, or in the fall when everything's different, it looks pretty.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fall's my favorite season. Okay, I guess we should probably transition back to our actual topic now that we've gotten distracted a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. One of the last things I have is what's the differences between 2 and 4 years? I think, Michelle, you said you had some stuff on 2 years, and we've kind of talked a lot about 4 years, so let's talk about 2 years.
Oh yeah, well I had the what's it called, programs or like rewards that Nova offers to transfer to a 4-year, which isn't really the same thing as what you're asking.
Yeah, I guess that kind of was a weird transition, a weird question. I guess we'll talk about yours because I don't know about that question. I put it down.
Okay, do you want me to still talk about my thing?
Yeah, go ahead. No,
Oh.
that question I asked was kind of just a last minute thought that I put. So
I mean,
let's
it's a
talk
good
about
question, though.
yeah, but I guess we kind of talked about that with all of our
Yeah, I was
individual
gonna say
things. So
true. Like
yeah, so
how
let's
we didn't go to tech, but like now we're at Nova, and because blah blah blah, you know.
yeah, we've talked about like Nova and our experience here. So yeah, let's talk about your guaranteed admissions for it. Since this is gonna be shown to future Nova students, let's talk about that.
True. Okay, so I just want to say that Nova offers the guaranteed admissions agreements, which is basically it provides Nova graduates like guaranteed admission to more than 40 area colleges and universities if they meet the requirements between Nova and that university. So this kind of makes like the transfer process like a lot easier and less stressful for the student because they are guaranteed admission to said school if they follow the requirements. Some of the requirements is that they have to complete the transfer degree, maintain a minimum GPA specified for the college that they want to transfer to, which is mostly sometimes I think like 2.5 or 3.0. I'm not really sure. I think 2.5 is kind of the minimum, general minimum. They have to receive a C or better in the courses that they take that are in the courses for the degree that they're taking. And let's see. They also have to, for some schools, they have to submit a letter of intent, which is kind of basically like the reasons why you want to go to that school. And let's see, I think if you go to like I know in the Nova website, you can find the guaranteed admissions agreements section, and that will give you like a whole lot of information. But some of the schools, some of the schools that are part of the program is like George Mason's a big one, JMU, Virginia Tech, I think Radford, Marymount. Those are some of them.
I have learned, and you might want to correct me on this because I haven't looked at the guaranteed admissions too much. Not all the schools take all the programs, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that's why like a big part of it is like definitely go to the website because it has like if there's this link that gives you like what's called like a spreadsheet of all the schools and like specific degrees that they take plus specific requirements that they want.
Yeah, because I remember looking for guaranteed admissions for film programs because I remember people saying that there was stuff for film. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, they don't like film a lot, honestly.
And I was kind of bummed by that because I know VCU is on there, but it didn't look like they accepted the film program. So it's definitely program by program, which is kind of a bummer.
That is a bummer, but I mean, if you're taking like general classes, but I guess this is a film podcast, so maybe this isn't for you.
I mean, either way, maybe they'll change it because again, I had some professors say it's there, so maybe they'll change it in the future. But I mean,
yeah.
Either way, any future film students should just take a look at it just in case. You never know when something might change.
That is true.
Okay. Is there anything we want to talk about? Because I think we've reached our time and we've reached our topic discussions. Is there anything else we want to get distracted by before we call it here for this episode?
I think we could have like a brief summary of everything we talked.
Yeah. Okay. So this episode is about transferring to a 4-year. Overall, as a film student, since this is for film students, make sure you focus on your portfolio. Even if you don't use it for transferring to a 4-year, it's still good to have. Specifically, letter of recommendations. You never know. They're always really good to have, just in case. The application processes for a lot of them is pretty normal, default. You'll have an essay here and there talking about like your art, the film, and the college you want to go to and why. Some of them also have extra art specific or film specific questions, like this you talked about earlier, had the 300 to 400 word essay on an antagonist or protagonist with 6 or 7 still photos to kind of show them how you are as a filmmaker.
Cover letters.
Yep, letters or recommendations. Resumes, portfolios, includes demo reels, pitches. I don't know when they'll be showing this to film students, but if you're in your last semester, you should already be taking the portfolio class. So a lot of this will be review. But if it's shown to earlier students, eventually you'll make it to that and save all of your work.
Oh yeah.
Yes, save your work. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Save your work. I have
Be
to,
Don't get
organized
rid of
with your work.
anything.
Exactly. Also
Have
know
to-
where it is.
yeah.
That is true too.
Yeah.
I've been going through emails from 2 years trying to find assignments that I have to submit. Oh my God.
Little tip for any people going through the portfolio class: if you go to your Canvas and you click on your top left and your little icon, there's the file section. You can open that up and there's submissions, and everything you have submitted on Canvas
No way.
should be there.
What? That's crazy. Even I'm learning something new.
It should be under files. There should be a little subcategory called submissions, and then it should be labeled by class. I've had professors tell me that they don't really get rid of anything from Canvas. So even if the professor unpublishes the course, because some of them have done that to me, even if he's unpublished it, you can still see it, you can find it, and you can download your work.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you save it, and if you don't, it should be there. Professors have told me that they don't really get rid of anything from work, and since this is only like the second or third year of Canvas, I don't think they get anything after like 7 years. I think it's when they like the cutoff date, but that might change. Save your work before that if you can, and try not to lose it. Have a portfolio folder or our schoolwork folder for all your film stuff.
Yep.
Definitely a huge tip from us, because I am still looking for work. I'm still missing some stuff.
And even though if you don't end up using the submission you did like last semesters, you can always use it as a reference, and combine it to the knowledge you have now, and just make a new essay or make it just an even better essay than before and get a good grade.
I definitely suggest that. Like you said, a lot of this stuff is good for at least a couple years even after you leave Nova, until you start getting more experience and making fresh stuff to replace it. So even if you don't think it's great, at least you have it, and just realize it's not going to be with you for the rest of your life. There's going to be updates, changes, and we'll do different projects that you can replace your old work with to show the current you. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just make sure you have it. Go ahead.
Oh, I say great.
Awesome. Great.
Transfer into a 4-year. Scary, different. It's going to be different from Nova, but I think we can all do it.
Manageable.
Definitely manageable. If you get a chance, if you decided to go for a 4-year school, do it. You want to go farther from your house, do it. You're going to go to different continent, do it. You want to make a film, just keep doing it.
Like we said, if you want to go very far away from your house, a whole different country, just know that all the experiences you'll be able to use in film one day.
Free advertisement, FAMO, which I'm sure people have heard about.
Oh, yeah.
Talked about it, is a film school for just film students. So I mean, it'll be an experience.
And a quick plug, if you want to learn more about FAMO, hear our Study Abroad podcast, where I will be talking about FAMO.
Woohoo! Plugs.
Yeah.
Look at us, professional podcasters here.
Right? That's free advertising right there.
Yeah, we should be getting paid for this. What?
Right?
Also, my Cash App is... I'm kidding.
Right? Where's the sponsor? I need my share from that famous school, man.
It's on the side. I'll get it back to you after this.
Right.
I'll hit them up, make sure, see if they'll give us money.
Oh God, yeah, hopefully.
I gotta pay for college somehow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, 4-year is gonna be different. Enjoy your second year. What am I? Enjoy your 2 years at Nova. Build relationships and networking. Even if you don't go to the same 4-year or someone goes straight into the workforce, you never know when someone from your community college might hit you up out of the blue and have a huge project for you two, and you could become famous from it. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to leave like the discords that we've made for these classes. I think I'm going to stay in them just in case. You never know. A lot of them seem kind of active or semi-active, so. And it's also a community where we can talk and, hey, I need someone for this film program. Anyone want to drive to Richmond? I'll buy dinner. Problem solved.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll work if I go to FAMO though. 17-hour airplane. I'll pick you up from the airport.
Yeah, I'll pay for your plane ticket.
No, that's expensive. I'll pay for
I
dinner
know,
when you
I'm
get
just-
here.
You're
Heck
right.
no, yeah.
I'll buy you dinner.
Tell them about how their experience will pay for everything.
It's a once in a lifetime experience.
Exactly.
I can show you so many places. Okay, I think we've hit everything. I think that was a nice summary. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good. I really like the topic. I like the conversation.
Yeah.
You get some precise information people might need. So
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna sign off now. Once again, I'm Dylan, film editor in progress, hopefully.
and this is Charles Lian, aspiring cinematographer. You might see my name someday in a big screen.
Michelle, future director and screenwriter.
Perfect.
We got a whole cast right here. Look at that.
I know.
We just need a talent right now. We need the actors.
I'm sure we could find someone.
Mhm. You guys should bring someone from Czech Republic, definitely.
I'm sure I'll find someone there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that's this for this episode. Thank you all for joining us, and hopefully you enjoy future episodes. Look out for us there.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.